Hey, what is going on, guys? Jim like Halo here, and today we are talking about Bioshock Infinite. Now, this game came out in 2013. It was a very late 360 PS3 era game. It was like when the GTX 700 series was the main uh, line of GPUs. It's just crazy to think about that that was that long ago, but here we are. So, PC version on GOG. Um, I can't believe it has been what is it now? 12 years since this game came out? That is insane to me to think about. And it's aged so well, like the art style and visuals of this game. I think a lot of like later 360 PS3 titles just look like really, really good. Like especially when they're like up res to high resolutions and frame rates and stuff like that. But like holy moly, like this game aged really well. Like Bioshock 1 and 2, I thought, like I said, I think they look good, like even still art style and all that. This game definitely ages better in terms of like fidelity and whatnot. So, um, yeah. I have heard rumblings recently that there will be a Bioshock announcement supposedly soon. So whether that's the Netflix movie that's going to happen or Bioshock 4, which would be, the first Bioshock since this game, 12 years, that would be crazy. The 20th anniversary of Bioshock 1 would be in 2 years, so maybe there's something for that. Maybe they remake the first game. I don't know. Point is, I'm talking about this game today. This game, even though it's not my favorite of the three, like I said, it's probably my least favorite of the three. Um, the reason for that is not because it's bad, obviously. It's a great, great game. The reason I don't like this one as much as the other two is because the other two are Rapture, and the way you have like a multiple weapon wheels of multiple weapons, and this game still has like multiple weapons, and they're not called plasmids. They're basically that, but they're not quite called that. There's something else, but they're pretty similar. They're basically the same thing. Um, but I don't know. It doesn't have the same feel. This game is definitely more like actiony and less like the other two games are definitely slower. So, and this game is much more actiony based. Like I said, not that it's a bad thing. It's just different, and I really like what it does. It's good that it's different because you couldn't have a third game just in Rapture like the other two. Otherwise, it'd be too samey. Um, and I think that's why this game stands out so much. It's definitely like a really well-liked game like the other games are, but for completely different reasons, I feel like. Like it's still a first-person shooter, and it still has the core elements of like Bioshock 1 and 2, of, first-person shooter, plasmids, different kinds of weapons. You get upgrades for them as you go along, and stuff like that. You can only carry two guns at a time in this, and you can just switch the plasmids you use. It's kind of weird how the gun thing has changed, but like I said, I think it's just because of the more like action-centric thing. But then Doom has a giant weapon wheel, and that's an action game, and you can always change between them. So I don't know why they downgraded that here. I don't know. Look at that reflection, man. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, end of the day, the gameplay is still fun, and the game is still fun to play, and it's eye candy. I mean, look at this scene. Why does it look so good? This is at 1080p. Like, holy moly, does this game age well? You could have told me this came out on the Xbox One originally, and I might have believed you. I feel like the same way for Halo 4, but this ages even better because it's like a cartoony-ish realistic art style. It looks really, really good. And this game also takes place before Bioshock 1 and 2. This is in the earlier 1900? No. Is it? No, isn't this the 17? You know what? I have no idea. It's just before the other two. That's all you need to know. Instead of being Rapture, a city below the water in the sea, it's a big old city, Columbia, above the ground in the sky, which I think is really cool. Um, it's basically the polar opposite of the other thing, bright and colorful and in the sky instead of a dark and dreary underwater. But the horror stuff is definitely not in this game at all, in terms of like I don't know scenery and stuff like that. But I mean, there's still some gruesome stuff that happens here. But and also in the DLC, there are you basically you literally are in Rapture for the DLC part one and two, and there's different like references to stuff in the first and second game, which I think is really cool. But yeah, definitely worth playing. But overall, Really like this game. Like I said, if I'm gonna play a Bioshock, it's probably one or two. But that doesn't mean this game's bad at all. It's still really good. No complaints really. I think just looking at this game by itself makes it really stand out because like for this has such a good story for like a first person shooter game. You have no idea what you're getting into. You played this if you'd never played the other two, be like, holy moly, why is this game so good? But yeah, really good story, really good gameplay. This honestly, yeah, I'd say this one probably has my favorite story to it, even if BioShock 2 has my favorite gameplay to it. But I feel like the first game is the best of both. But like I said, that's just completely opinion. All three games are amazing. This is one of my favorite like trilogies, if you can call it that, of all time in video games. So yeah, really good game. Definitely recommend if you ever get a chance to do so, because there's like a remastered collection of all three games on Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, and PC. So that's all I have to say about Bioshock Infinite. Hopefully we get Bioshock 4 sometime soon in the future. I really, really love these games, and I really want a new one. Hopefully it's good, because it's not being made by the same people. I'm not entirely sure about that. But also, the people who made Bioshocks, at least this game, are making a game called Judas, which still hasn't come out yet, which also looked really good and way more like Bioshock than like Bioshock Infinite did. So very interested. Clockwork Revolution looks more Bioshock Infinite as well. That's another game that has yet to come out. I don't know where all these games are. They were announced years ago. Well, not Bioshock 4, technically, I don't think. But either way, all really good. Hope for the best for the future. Stuff to look forward to, exciting. And yeah, if you like Bioshock and you like first-person shooters and you want to see more videos on that, feel free to give a like and subscribe to stay notified when those come out. And let me know what you think of Bioshock Infinite or the whole series as a whole in the comments and what you think of the game. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye.